Now, you know, this weekend was supposed to be a huge car show out on our lots. Anybody ever been to that car show before? I mean, I'm telling you, there's probably 500, 600, 700 cars that show up there. And it's unbelievable how many people show up for it. But I tell you what do we got? We got a baptism this morning, didn't we? Not as bad as it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a whole lot worse. But I got to be honest with you, when I got up this morning, and I don't know how many of you felt this way, I really didn't want to get out of bed. It's raining. My wife would say, this is the perfect time to put in one of those Alfred Hitchcock movies, or that old, you know, something from the 40s or something, you know, before my time. But I do appreciate it. And just sit back and just watch a movie, or maybe grab a book. Right, snuggle in, you know, maybe somebody will bring you some breakfast in bed or something. But, you know, and I was thinking this morning, I could just, you know, when the alarm went off, I'm like, you know what, I could just reach over and, some people read books. I love magazines. That's what I read. I read magazines, and I'd be looking through there, and I'd be like, reading the first page, and it says, she's got a hard body. Oh, man. The curves are unbelievable. Man, oh, man, oh, man. But you know what? I know what y'all's minds were thinking. I was thinking 57 Chevy, okay? I mean, that was a beautiful car when it came out. Again, I wasn't bored. I got to stop for a second. Brother Andy, come up here for a second. Andy, where you been for the last 6 months, Andy?
Iraq.
Welcome back, brother. Chance. Where's the wife and baby at?
They'll be home tomorrow. No, Tuesday.
Tuesday. All right. Well, I'm glad to see you, man. I tell you what. It's great to see you back. We'll talk some more. I didn't mean to pull you out, but I just, you know what? You know what? Your brother. Is this our family right here? And when you see one of your brothers and sisters that you ain't seen, it's not like you've been hanging out in Disneyland. So when he come back to visit for a little bit, I'm just happy to see you, man. It's just awesome to see you. You know, we need you on the softball team, by the way. You gonna be around for a little bit?
I gotta go get
talk to him, Wayne. No, you don't need your hips, you just need your arms. All right? So for all the rest of you that are going to have to stay here and pray after service because you were wondering what I was thinking about, 57 Chevy is what I was thinking about. Now some of you, it might be a Volvo. For some of you, it might have been a Chevelle or a Camaro. And for some of the other ones, it's a VW.
VW, man.
Ain't a whole lot of curves to just this.
One big curve.
You know what I'm saying? But you got Mike, though. Mike, he likes the Volkswagens. But overall, though, we have a love affair with our vehicles, don't we? Now, imagine how appropriate this sermon would be with 700 cars sitting out in the parking lot right now. It would mean something. Hopefully, it'll still mean something to you. But we do have a love affair with our vehicles. It's like when the first model year comes out, and then usually, 6, 8 months before the vehicle hits, they're having shows in Detroit, they're having shows in D.C. How many people go to those shows, the auto shows? Okay, no one's, okay, all right, so you know what I'm saying, all right. That's where you're going to see the new 69 Camaro in 2007. The new Charger, the Challenger, all the new, how about the vehicles that back up and you don't touch the steering wheel? You see that commercial? You know, we used to have to get our peanut butter out of the jar with a spoon, but now, you know what I'm talking about, the whole thing. So the car backs up. All that stuff comes out, and we're really excited about it. We're like, this is the car. This is the car I've been waiting my whole life for. Everything is perfect about it. Then the first year goes by. I really like my car. The second year goes by. Oh, yeah, it's a pretty nice car. Third year goes by. I wonder when next year car's coming out. What is it going to look like? Our love affair, our affection is gone. And once it's gone, it starts to get a dent. Now, that first dent devastates you, doesn't it? The first scratch. You come out from the grocery store, or maybe at Christmas time, you come out from the mall, and somebody has hit your vehicle and has not left a note. All right? No notes being left. So you're like, oh, you're devastated. But for some reason, you don't do anything about it. Then all of a sudden, another one happens. And what do you say? I already had one. Then there's another one. And eventually, this is what you end up with. Ooh. The love of your life, the affection, all the time. And how many times did you send your kids out to wax it? All right? Or you went down, oh, you laughed at have you guys all the time? Well, you know, it used to be a time to make a couple bucks. I asked my son, Tim, I got to pick one. I remember asking my son to do something for me, and it would have probably grossed him, netted him about $10 or $15. He was like, that ain't worth it. I think it was like pulling daisies or something. I think we're going to get 50 cents for every daisy going out of the... It's like a weed. Daisy's a weed, right? The little yellow thing?
Yeah. Dandelion.
Dandelions, that's what it is. Hey. flowers in my yard. But the thing is, I was gonna pay, and he's like, he wouldn't even entertain $15. So again, this is what it ends up being looking like. You see the car sitting there, and he's like, this is the love of your life. This is what you waited for. This is what you went to the auto show for. But now there's another breed of person that has a whole different outlook on what he thinks about the car. And I call them restorators, restorers. Anybody know who they are? Those kind of people. Has anybody ever been driving down the road? And I hate to pick on the country because I live in the country. But how many of you have been driving down the road and you see some car that's been sitting next to somebody's barn? Like forever. Looks just like that. Except there's usually a tree growing up through it. You know, maybe there's some animals living in it. They decided that this is their new house. And for some reason, I'm thinking, wow, that car could look great again. It could be beautiful. So I start calculating in my mind. Now just imagine me in a white trench coat like Dr. Frankenstein. And I'm just thinking, what can I do? You got Igor over here like this. And of course, all I got to do, now, is this the conversation I want to have with my wife? No offense, honey, no, it's not. But if I get 3 of my buddies together, they're going to let me know this is the best idea I ever had, is to get this car and bring it back and restore it. So, of course, now that we all agree, because you don't need a couple to agree, right? Because you ever notice that when you want something, especially Jerry and I are dangerous, because if I know I want to get my point across, or I want a little, what's the right word? Support, that's it. I want some support on one of my stupid ideas. No, I will call Jerry. Jerry's going to say, yeah, that's a great idea. And then, of course, when I do it, I'll just tell my wife, I say, Cindy, Jerry thought it was a good idea. Yeah. And with the 2 of you, you got a half a brain. So I get a car like this, and she'll tell you, I've probably gone through 50, 60 cars. I mean, I love cars, and I love tinkering with them. I love making them go faster. I mean, I've been drag racing since I was 16 years old. As soon as at the track. Ain't no street racing going on. We get out to the track. And look, don't act like, the only reason I went street races is because my dad was a police officer and he could smell it when I was doing something wrong. So there was no other reason other than fear itself is why I didn't do it on the streets. But I would go to the track, and every time I would find every dollar I had, every moment I had, was invested in what? Restoring a car. And my first one was a '66 Chevelle. Man, and see, for you that are car lovers, if you would have seen what I did to that '66 Chevelle, you would have hated me for it. Because the car was all original, everything factory. I mean, the interior was immaculate. You know what I did? Took them things out, threw the seats in the trash, bought me a couple of them racing bucket seats for $69. They don't have no padding on them. And I'm drilling holes in the floor. Had a shifter up here, took a hacksaw, cut that off, put a shifter on the floor. And nice 283, didn't burn any oil. Took care of that, threw the intake out. So that's what I'm saying. I'm restoring it the way